Hello and welcome to Spy Money. What a rage. The market just really took off last night. It actually broke the descending triangle that I had up here. I did not think that it would break through last night. I thought that it would actually come up, maybe just kind of hover around, maybe touch the top trend and then just come back down and then take off. But as you can see, it broke. We need to make sure that it holds today. This is really good news. Usually if it breaks like this, it'll actually just take off. So I'm looking for a possible raise today. Usually Friday we will sell off. This might have been like a pre-raise and then just go ahead and sell off down to here and then come up on Sunday. So I'm not real sure. I'm a little bit confused on this one. I just was not expecting that, and you know what? That's the way the bulls do it. Bulls and bears, they catch you off guard, make it to where you don't know what's going on, and Friday it typically sells off. So maybe they, are trying to trap a lot of the people that have the puts and so forth. I've been long for all week since last Thursday, and if I look back on the 1 hour. If I look back on the 1 hour, we're coming down, and on Thursday we hit that trend, kind of bounce. We've been consolidating a lot. We're coming down, and we actually dropped down. We started a pennant here. This was the bottom horizontal line, and then we have the descending trend up here. So we've had like two patterns right in here. One, we've had the descending triangle, and then we turned it into a pennant, and now we broke out. So I think we're there. I know that there's a lot of bad news on different things, but I really believe that we are there now. So I've been saying for a week that get ready, get your puts or get your calls bought, and go from there. So hopefully I am right, and I'm okay with the sell-off today. I think that we probably will. They're going to take a lot of profit off of this little bump right here, and if you look. That is, let's see, from there up to here, you're looking at 168 points. That is a grand slam, folks. That is good. 7%. And if you look at the whole market, we get that pulled up. Let's see here. You can't see that for some reason. Let me come back over here. I don't know why you can't see that, but anyway, I've got the global markets pulled up, and across the board they are green, green, green. So love it. So it looks like we're pretty good today. I would like to see this kind of sell off a little bit and come down to here, and to where we'll close. We should close at a high of yesterday. But I'd like to see this kind of pull back and take a little breather, and then come Sunday, which is this red line, I'd like to see it just take off. So we're in a position right now that we should be good. And let's see, if we go back, let's see here. If we go back to gold and look at gold, I actually bought puts on gold right here last night because I thought it was going to pull back. And as it turns out, the puts are actually in the negative now, so it would be nice if that come down to about right here, and where I can at least make some money on that. And I may just through the weekend, I may hold one put over the weekend and see what happens, because if it do get a sell-off, then I can pick up some extra honeys there. So let's see if it does pull back any at all. And so gold, I am still it's been running with the market, though. So, the market went up, the gold went up. These two usually do not correlate together. Usually if market's going up, the gold is coming down. But, the gold will still go up with the market, but it still has some pulling down. So whenever the gold, or whenever the market will take off, gold will sell off there, but not as hard as the market went up. And then when the market drops, gold will shoot up more. And it kind of keeps together, but yet they're not in sync with each other. They're really the inverse of each other, but they can both go up, if that makes sense to you. Then we have crude oil. Oh, man. Bring it home, baby. This one right here, I was down, and you know what? I am in the positive right now, and I love being in the positive. Being in the positive on this has just been really good. I was down quite a bit on it, and this little spike right here overnight put me, I think I'm up like $400 on it, And part of me wanted to sell it and take the money and just hold off. But you know what? If I sold it, then I wouldn't be able to get back in it at the price I'm in. So I'm just going to hold it through the weekend. I think this is actually going to take off. I hope this isn't just a bear trap here. You know, that is kind of like a little flag right there in a way. So if you do this, go back into a channel. If we go here, if we go up to there and then bring this down, see right there, we're in some sort of somewhat of a bear flag there. But I think that it'll actually, I'm hoping that it'll actually take off instead of sell off. So this could be a trap, so we won't know until probably later today. If it breaks out of this right here, then there's a good chance that it will just continue to sell off. So I probably should have sold right there, but I didn't. And we have the dollar. The dollar dropped off last night. Thankful. I want to see the dollar keep dropping down. It's way up there. If we can get this dollar to come down, inflation won't be so high. But if they're going to start sending out all that money, this is probably going to go on up. We go back in NG. NG popped. I almost bought calls again right here. I'm in calls now, but I almost bought calls here, and I didn't. I was really concerned that this descending triangle was just going to push it down, so I didn't. But it popped up. I could have made a bunch of money if I would have just stayed in it there. So I'm still long on natural gas. I think that it's going to continue to going up. I know that the supply is way up, but just based off of the charting and stuff, I'm still a believer that this will go up. And it looks like to me that it's following the market now. So you know, the markets have been kind of steadily dropping off. It's been consolidating. The last 2 days have been consolidating quite a bit. Now we just busted out of that. We made a new high here. I think we're actually headed up based off of how the charts are. But again, this could be just a little pump to get people to start buying in a little bit, and then they'll just sell off, and the bears will make a lot more money. NQ popped up as well. Follows the same as ES. So your NQ, you can play the NASDAQ, which is what this is, or you can play the S&P 500, which is the ES. They both really just kind of correlate together. One is going to be more expensive than the other. You can play, some people like to play the Qs, some people like to play SPY. It's really basically the same thing, but it's just in a different thing. So I play both. I play the NQ on the futures. I play ES futures and gold futures, natural gas, oil. I play all of those. Those are my futures I play. And then as far as my ETFs and such, I'm in TQQ right now, and TQQQ. It's hard to say. I'm in the TQ now, and I'll probably end up going ahead and hopping in some SQQQ puts, and that way I can go ahead and make money there. I can make money on the TQ, and then just play both of them. So I'm bullish on all of my stocks. So when I play puts, it's a bullish move. Then we've got American Airlines. It popped up last night, which is good. American Airlines, I'm still a little skeptical about it. I'm not real sure. I've got a small position in it. I'm going to hold that position, and if I make a lot of money, great. If it keeps on tanking and bankrupts, I won't lose that much on it. But it's worth a shot to put a little bit of money in there, just as a chance that this thing will take off. So I think I've only got a few $100s in it. It's not very much, maybe not even that much. And then we have Apple stock. Apple jumped up. Everything is correlating together. It's going right with the market. So it's just a matter of time before we find out, where we're going to go. Again, today I think it'll probably sell off all day, and then Sunday take off. AMD, the same thing. It popped up, so I'm still bullish on AMD. Amazon, I love Amazon. Not only do I get 5% off using my Discover card with it, Amazon and Discover teamed up together, and you can use that Discover card on all your purchases, and you get 5% off of all your Amazon. So there's your tip that you can get. So if you want 5% off Amazon, just go on the Amazon site and look for a credit card on there, and they got several different ones, but I got the Discover. No annual fee. You get 5% off on that. You get 4% on a lot of gas and stuff like that. There's certain purchases you can do. It goes from 5 to 1. but you typically get at least 1% on anything you buy. And they give you a credit. You can either have that money sent to your checking account, or you can have it sent right to paying your bill. So I do pretty good with that one. But anyway, Amazon is going up with the CV out right now. I mean, their record sales. I think when the earnings come out, which will be, let's look here. Earnings is going to be on 4/23. So you look at this chart here on this weekly, and you can see that ascending broadening wedge pattern. So with it going up like this and earnings coming out, there's no doubt in my mind that this thing is going to rocket. They are going to have a strong earnings report, because there's no way in the world they cannot beat the numbers based off of this CV. They have made a fortune on that. So, we might get just a tiny little pullback here. We've got the sign of a cup and handle. So we've got a top here. We got a top here. So this will be your cup, and then it will pull back. If it does, it'll pull back probably over to right here, and then it will take off. If it's a cup and handle, I'm not sold on a cup and handle on this though. Usually it's more of a cup, where we have this little hump right here that kind of throws it off. So, but it's a possible cup and handle. I believe that this is just going to keep on going though. I don't see it having any kind of pullback. So we'll find out. I'm long Amazon. Long. I think I'm up about $5,000 on Amazon buying it down in here. So just think when it goes on up to here. That's just going to be a lot of money. I've got September calls. I'm going to hold those September calls till probably August or so. And when it gets up to $1 million, I'll probably sell it. So I wish it'd get to $1 million. But Amazon is a good one. So if you want to get in one for a long hold, that would be good. You got Boeing. Boeing's actually settled down. It's found its support. It's starting to turn a little bit. I've got about 40 contracts on it. So I'm long on Boeing. I was kind of hesitant. Nikki stepped down, Nikki Haley. So I was a little skeptical when that happened. But, it may be them just trying to get rid of her and get a new face in there in order to get the company to rally. Because a lot of times they'll blame it on someone when it's not even their fault. This is all coronavirus stuff, as far as the way the media and everything did. So we're down here at the bottom. I'm just hoping that we did find the support. I think the low was $89. Who would have thought Boeing would be $89? That's just crazy. It was almost $400 not too long ago. If we go back, it was $446 on March the 4th. $446. Can you imagine if you were up here and you took $5,000 and put in puts right there? By the time it got to here, you'd be a millionaire. It would just be crazy the money you would have made. So if you could go back and look and just drop 5,000 here, 5,000 there, or even just drop 100,000 there and come down here, you would have been so filthy stinking rich it would not be funny. But you don't know. So by the time it started getting right here, the puts got so expensive, but you still made a lot of money. And if we could only go back in time and look, you'd get, if you could just short or get puts from here to here, that's a lot of money. Just think of that one big drop. Then we have Carnival Cruise Line. Carnival Cruise Line is making its debut. It looks like that it is bathing in the swimming pool. It looks like people are just having a good old time on Carnival right now. The party has just begun. Look at this. It is just really taking off. If the market continues to go that, we broke this 180. We haven't broke at 180 forever. If we go back to 1 hour, see what the 1 hour looks like. 1 hour's coming up, and the 180's up here. You're getting ready to break that 50. We haven't broke the 50, so we're right there. Barely touched it. So if we can get over that 50, and that 50's curling up, I think we're just in for a Carnival cruise of our own. Anybody that's into the calls on this, and I've been buying some calls on it. I'll probably buy some more today. This looks like it's turning, so I'm bullish. Clorox, I guess everybody got tired of cleaning because they have been selling off that stock and they don't want it. Will this continue to go? I believe it will, but it's looking like a little pullback here. This could be, it's almost, let's see if we go here to there and then we come back to, I'd use this one. So that's a type of bull flag. So you're going to have your flag right here, and then you've got your pole right here. So there's your pole, here's your flag, and this could easily drop one down to probably the 174.49, and it very well may do it. It may pull back. There's going to be a lot of profit taking on all this right here. If it pulls back to that, I'm in. Because if you look at this right here, there is a trend, roughly. Let's see here. If we do about right there, and that's approximate. I'm just trying to give you a visual. See how this trend is right here? It will probably pull back to the 181.69, and when it pulls back here, then it will just be a steady growth. So this right here was just all hype. So and I tried to get in on that hype down here. I wanted to be part of it and just go ahead and sell it when it got up here. So right now, it looks like this is our main trend line, and it's hyped up, and now it's probably going to sell off down to, it's probably going to be over a couple of days, and it's probably going to get down to about 181.69. And then once it gets down to about this area through here, because this trend line is not an exact, I just threw it in there to give you a visual. So probably looking at 181.69, and then it will probably start steadily increasing again. I don't think that it's going to spike up like this. This was all news media. They started talking about using the Clorox wipes and stuff, so everybody started buying this stock, and it went up. So when this comes down and touches the 181.69, then it will probably go up. And I might even throw in a couple puts on this one just so that I can get the see if I can make a few bucks right there. So I try not to do any short-term trades. I try to do more longer, but this will be, I'd say probably some pretty good puts on that. And the puts are probably pretty cheap because it's been bullish. So, but if you can get in today, you can probably write it down a little bit, but that's kind of close. It's not really probably worth it. But if you're a scalper, that would probably work out for you. Disney. Well, you know what? Mickey made a lot of money yesterday. And Mickey is probably going to go partying tonight. And they shut down the whole Disney complex just so Mickey and Minnie could have the whole place themselves. It is going to be a romantic dinner tonight. Let's just hope that Disney doesn't, let's hope Disney cashed out, because if he did, he's got the money for Minnie. And Minnie loves money. I don't know any woman that doesn't like it when their man brings home the money. They like the bacon. So I know my wife, she loves just staying home and watching, well, not even watching me trade. She don't even watch. I come downstairs and she says, "How's the market?" And I tell her that we made bank. That's how I say it all the time. And she's got to where she said, "Did we make bank today?" And I say, "Yes, ma'am, we did." And then she gives me a big old hug, and then we go about doing her thing and spending a little bit of money and eating bologna sandwiches. Bologna sandwiches, you got to save money somewhere. So I eat bologna. I love bologna. We go to LYV. I keep saying that wrong. I got in this one yesterday, and I'm already up, I think, 60 or 80% on it. It's what I'm up on it. LYV is Live Nation. That's where you go and buy all your concert tickets and stuff. And that is going to be something that's, as soon as everybody gets to where they can't, or where they can get out, they're going to be so bottled up from being inside. They're going to go ahead and start doing all kinds of concerts. This thing is going to break. So get in while you can. LYV. I'm long. Roku. Looks like Roku has got the Chinese making their stuff again, because look at that. China's back to work. Roku's back to work. So I should have got in Roku calls right here, but I didn't do it. I was really kind of concerned. Again, I keep talking about this, but I thought it was going to 50.04. I even had my alert set to where I could buy my calls at that point, but I missed it. So I'll have to pay a little bit more if I'm going to get in Roku, but I'm going to hold off on Roku until next week and see where we go with it. We've got Space. It actually turned. It's come up last night. Everything has moved last night. So everything is being correlated with the market right now. So Space is one of those hype stocks, I think, and it's probably going to take off again. They've got a little cult following them that really ran it up to here. And there's a lot of people that have shares up in here where they bought it. Now they're down here, so they're going to start buying more down here to average down, and that is going to cause this to spike up. So I'm long on that just for that reason. I'm not long on it because of the company. I'm more long because of what it is. Then we have SPY. SPY, like I said, same thing as ES. It actually bounced up. We actually went to 252 last night. So, or 250, sorry. Went to 250 last night. So anybody that was been buying calls down here are really happy. If you're in puts, you're sad. You're crying your eyes out because you thought it was going to sell off. Well, you heard it here first. I told everybody that I thought it was going to rally up. So let's just see if it holds. It wouldn't hurt my feelings at all. I've got some puts on it as a hedge, but I'm willing to throw that money away just to get my calls. I'm loaded up on calls. I think I have close to 400 calls on SPY, and then I've also got the calls on ES, and so but I've got a few hedges in there. I'm way less than what I've got in calls, but I'm long on calls September. So if you've got an extra $5,000, my opinion, if you throw it on SPY long term, that 5 could turn into close to $500,000 by the end of the summer, probably fall. If you're buying it and going, that's what I think. That's what that's what my strategy is. I believe in the market, and I believe that we're going to rage. Is it going to be today? Probably not. Is it going to be next week? A very good chance it's going to be next week. Is it going to be the week after? Every week after today is the stronger percentage that we're going to rage. I just don't see the government allowing us to come down. So throw $5,000. That if you've got something you can throw away you don't care about, throw it on there and you can be rich by summer. TLT, I'm glad I sold it. Look at that thing going up. I sold right at the bottom. Unbelievable. Right there was at that very bottom tip was $11,265 profit, going from I think I bought it right here. It was either coming down on this one or this one. Actually, I think I bought it right here on that green candle, and then it dropped. So from right here to right there was 11. Well, actually, with everything I had almost $13,000 in profit that I had from here to here. So I'll take it. That's a very good week. That's a good month. So 13 grand there, and if you didn't sell there, then you're stuck probably because it is moving with the market. So I'm just so thankful that I got it sold right there. TLT, I'm not really sure. I'm not a bonds guy. This is the first time I ever traded bonds, and I'm just kind of I'm really kind of concerned on what it'll do. I just don't know. I don't have enough experience on trading bonds. I do have enough experience on making $12,000 to right there. So I did do that, and I'm going to keep watching TLT and see how it works. If you have any experience with bonds or anything, feel free to comment below and let us know your thoughts on it. Me personally, I can't say enough about it to educate people because I'm just not there. I actually bought it based on a tip in our Discord group. If you're not plugged into our Discord group, you should, because if you were, you could have taken the $1,000 that I did and invested in TLT and turned it into a $12,000 profit. So it's $13,000 total. This was off of my Discord group. So if you're wanting to make some money, you don't know what to buy, then this is probably what would help you. That was an amazing play, and I've got a lot of plays off my Discord group on there. There's a link down in the description below. You can click on that, and it will take you to the sign up page, and you can get plugged into that. We've also got a Facebook group. We don't give out all the hints on there, but we tell the plays after it happened. We show the profits and let you see that what we're doing. But in our Discord group, we have a lot of chats. We keep everybody informed. We sit there and talk about what we're doing. I do live streams to where they can see my charts like you can now. By seeing the charts, we actually call out plays, and we're talking amongst each other just like we're in a room all together and we're looking at the chart, and then we decide what we should play. We actually help pick out the strike prices and everything, so that is really good time. It's a midday, usually around noon. After I eat my bologna sandwich, I go ahead and do a live stream, and then we start talking about what we're going to buy. So it's really good. You can make a lot of money just off doing the midday stream. That is only to Discord members. I do not do that on YouTube or Facebook group or nothing. That is only Discord group. Tesla made a huge rally yesterday. Look at this right here. So we went from there up to here was 101 points, 28.87%. And then if you count after hours, or actually pre-market, you're up 30% from yesterday's low. That's huge. So Tesla's on the move. It's actually running with the market. So Tesla calls will be a good one for you. You got Twitter. I jumped in Twitter yesterday. Got it down here at the opening. That's where I bought it. And it took off, and Twitter is, very, very good. I'm shocked that it actually dropped because everybody went to tweeting and such, and with that creates ad revenue and users. So I'm really shocked that Twitter even dropped. I'm glad it did because I was able to get in here, and let's see here. We go back. It was at 39.64 at the high. That was back in February, and right now it's $20. Where it was. It went down to $20, and right now, we're trading at $25 bid. So there's a lot of money that you can make there on calls. So I'm in Twitter. VIX, I forgot to talk about VIX, but it sold off all day yesterday. With the market going up, that's going to make this sell off even more. This is going to be our play of the month. Well, I don't know. TLT was my play of the month so far, but VIX, this right here could actually turn into some serious money. If the market continues to go up, then we are looking at VIX to actually sell off hard and come on down. I'd like to see it down in the 15 range. If it does, I'm talking serious money I'll make on this. And I've got some April 1st calls, or puts, not calls. I'd really like to see this thing drop, quick, because we're at March 20th now. So a lot of my puts will expire next Friday. So I'd really like to see this thing drop down to where I can get out of those. But I've got some others that are, I think, in May that I bought. So the puts on VIX are going to pay off really good for me. And if we go back to Walmart, Walmart was disappointing yesterday. Had a big old sell-off. And I actually got in some calls over here. I was up $600 and some. I didn't sell. I wish I would have. And right now I'm down on them, but it popped up today. So I'm looking for a rally of 132.45 is where I'd like to see it go. That's where I've got my sell set. So we'll see what happens with that. Our MACD is showing that it's curling up and coming up. So we'll see what happens there. It's following the market now. So if the market will rally today, then that's going to be great for me. I'd really like to, there's a lot of profit taken here from all of this. So with all this and all that profit taken, I say people are going to start getting in it and let it go. There may be a little bit of a pullback in the opening. If there's a pullback, say the first 5, maybe 10 minutes of the opening, that's usually a good sign that it will rally the rest of their day. So let's go back to ES. We'll end this on ES. Like we always do. ES is selling off like I thought it would. And it had a little pullback there and coming on down. It really kind of depends on what it does here on this trend line. If it keeps on coming and bounces off the trend line and goes, then we're in for a rally. If we break this trend line and come back down in, we're probably going to sell off the rest of the day. I don't think that we will drop below, by the end of the day, I don't think we'll drop below the 2378, which would be this horizontal trend. I think we'll stay above that. But there's a good chance this will come on down. As long as we don't get down, I think the lowest would be 2356, and that would almost straight down. So 2356 or so, as long as we don't break that, then we should be fine. But when you look at this pennant, it actually broke out. Sometimes it'll break out and then sell off though. Pennants are not bullish or bearish in my opinion. Pennants are just that, a pennant. And a lot of times people will say that if your pennant is in a downward motion and hits a pennant, then it will just continue down. But that's not always true. A pennant can actually reverse. So there's a 50-50 chance that you're going to win coming out of a pennant. Me personally, I don't like to play pennants. I like to wait for it to come out and then play it. So that's just me personally. A lot of people play the pennants and are risking money here. A lot of times they'll hedge. They'll put say 10 calls there and 10 puts here, and then just play it, and then whichever one wins is what they do. If it breaks out to the upside, they'll hurry up and sell off the puts, and if it breaks out to the downside, they'll hurry up and sell the calls. They take a little bit of loss on those calls, but the puts far outweigh what will happen with the money that they did here. So you can actually play this not in a spread per se, like doing a straddle or a strangle. I wouldn't do that. I would buy them separately, and that way you're not tied into a limited profit. So if you like do vertical spreads and stuff, you're limited on how much you can make. Where if you do two separate options, you do like calls on one transaction and you do puts on another one, then you're going to actually come out better because you're naked calls and naked puts both ways. So that's the best way, in my opinion. A lot of people do credit spreads and stuff like that. They'll do iron condors and all that. I don't, because it just takes too long and there's not enough money. So, but we talk about all this stuff in our Discord group. I've got training courses coming up. I was hoping to already have my futures contracts open. I worked on it all last night. So that one is going to be probably available maybe today. I've got about 3 more videos to do on it. I think I've got 13 videos in it now. So when I get it done, I'm going to post it. I'll probably make a YouTube video on it so you'll know what's available. And we're working on our website now to where we can put it on there and get you plugged in. Again, the Discord group is where your money is. It does cost to join. It's really not much compared to how much you're going to be making. There's people in there that are making thousands a day, and it's all because of the group. It's all of us coming together, making call outs, and you can follow mine or anybody else's. Everybody posts their call outs, what they're doing, and when we sell it and we talk about profits, we talk about a lot of things in the chat. Sometimes we just go in there and talk about what we ate for dinner. And so there's a lot of good camaraderie there, and I love it. A lot of good people. I've made a lot of good friends, and we're on it. That thing's going almost 24/7. So you can, no matter what time you're up, you can probably find someone to chat with on it and make out plays and stuff. So this will be the end of the live stream for this morning, the briefing, and get plugged in on our Facebook. There's a link in the bottom. Our Discord's in the bottom, and please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you tonight. Have a great day and go green.